For those children who may be pregnant, as we deal with the criminals, may I assure them that they have nothing to fear. They should come back to school. Teachers should be very, very empathic with them, giving them all the assistance. And when the time comes, they should be given the opportunity to go and give birth. And after winning, they shall come back and continue with learning. I want to leave it there. I will not take any questions. Perhaps just one thing about school fees. I have said that as we comply with the government requirements for those few who still have to pay fees, primary school is free, so there's nothing like fees. Day secondary schools are free. But for the boarding schools, where boarding charges are charged, may I once again plead with our principals and head teachers to ensure that no child is sent home on account of school fees, both in the private and the public sector. Because people think I keep talking about public, both genders wearing beautiful masks. Good morning once again. It gives me great pleasure to be here this morning, having started elsewhere in other schools, but coming here now to see this very large number of children, 730 odd candidates sitting for the primary school exam this year. The progressive reopening of schools to face-to-face learning commences countrywide this morning for grade 4, class 8 and form 4 reporting to their respective institutions. As you are all aware, learners will reopen for term 2 of the academic calendar. The Ministry of Education has released health and safety protocols for the implementation by all learning institutions in readiness for the resumption of face-to-face learning. I'm happy that schools have worked very hard to comply, and the schools I've been to this morning have made me very happy indeed. I have also repeatedly said that although physical distancing shall be and shall remain a challenge to us, it should not, and I've been reassured by the teachers, that it is not going to be a bottleneck to our resolve to open our schools for our beloved children. I encourage schools to engage with students to build confidence about COVID-19 preventive measures, and I'm glad to say that I've seen multiple water points in this school, but I've still demanded for additional more especially when we shall reopen now for the other over 3,000 students who are still at home. And I want to say that this morning at the Nairobi Primary School, I found a phenomenon which was very strange. The grade 3 children, some of them had come to school, which means the other children are itching to come to school. And as we ask ourselves, we have opened now for just about 3 classes. I think we should be bold enough to continue to observe them for about 1 or 2 weeks before we decide as to whether we can risk having larger numbers. So for those parents who are unable to convince their children, I would like their children to listen very carefully, but actually it is because of our great love for them that we want them to remain home for a shorter while we see what happens when just a smaller number is back at school.